This message is going for all the African leaders. Please, I don't care what African country you're from, just make sure you share this to your folks from your country so that it will reach your African leaders, guys. Today's a beautiful day, October 28th. It's Africa, why is the question. Why Africa? And this is a question I want to pose to our African leaders. Because the fact remains, with everything that is going on in the world, look at our brothers and sisters. I saw a video going by the other day, and this video is showing Congolese citizens in Angola being beaten up, being battered up, just because they're seeking shelter in Angola. Angolan people, police folks were actually, because they were trying to deport the Congolese people, they were beaten up so badly. And these are Africans treating Africans like that, my people. So why, African leaders, why is it that you see these violence? It's not like you are cocooned somewhere where you don't even know what's going on. No, you actually see these violence. You know exactly what is going on. Why do we have African Union? When you guys go and have these meetings, what are you talking about? That is just one video that I saw, and I'm sure it's viral. It's gone all over the world. Everybody has seen that video of Angolan police beating up, Congolese citizens. And then also our girls. I saw another video going around where these agencies in Saudi Arabia, they are celebrating the fact that Ghanaian girls can work a little bit harder than Kenyan girls. Because they have these agencies where they take them to go and be maids in these Saudi Arabia's, Jordans, all these Arab countries. African leaders, why? Or no, somebody's going to say, oh, we've been telling these people not to get themselves involved in these. Oh no, but why, African leaders? You see all these things going on with our brothers and sisters. They're being misused and abused. I saw a video of a girl who was a Kenyan working in Saudi Arabia. She was burnt. It took a month for them to notify the agency. And not only that, after that, they realized that she's going to die anyways. That's when they put her in a plane and sent her back to Kenya. And she died a month after from the injuries that she sustained from the fire. Guys, African leaders, why? This is going on. This is the 21st century. It is happening everywhere in the world. Every African country, you have our brothers and sisters going through the Sahara Desert, going through the Mediterranean Sea, just to cross to go and find greener pasture. Why, African leaders? Guys, it gets to a point where you have to reckon with yourself. It gets to a point in life where you have to ask yourself the question and say, enough is enough. Let us respect our people. Think about the slave trade. Why is it that it's only Africans that were slaves back in the day? You wouldn't see the Arabs, you wouldn't see the Chinese as slaves because they didn't sell themselves. You didn't see the Indians being taken as slaves because they didn't let it happen. They stood up for themselves and they stood up for their people. But in Africa, we are the only ones, the African Americans, like in the United States, for example, we're the only ones. Of course, we all know they came from Africa during slave trade. And that is because our African people actually sold off our own people. Africa, why? African leaders, why? These are the questions I want you guys to think about and say enough is enough. For you, my brothers and sisters that are engaged in these acts of traveling by any means, anyhow, just to go and seek greener pasture, leaving your countries, leaving your families behind, thinking that you have to go through these treacherous routes just to get and seek greener pasture. You would say, hey, this guy does not know what he's talking about. You in America, that's why you're saying this. If you're in my shoes, you see the suffering that we're going through here, you wouldn't say that. No, my thing to you, my brother, yes, I might not say that if I was in your shoes, if I was in Africa, but the opportunity I have is for me to tell you that there's a better way. You don't have to go through those hoops and loops just to make it to greener pasture there. Why do you have to go through all this suffering and pain? This is 21st slavery, 21st century slavery. Why? But I don't blame you. I blame our African leaders because they're not creating opportunities. Create opportunities. It's about time that we call the international community to stop our African leaders from even coming for medical checkup overseas. I know there's going to be some unscrupulous doctors in France somewhere that's going to see these African leaders. But it's about time they build hospitals in Africa, create jobs. Can you imagine if you build one big hospital in Africa, you can create thousands of jobs for your brothers and sisters. If you open up one factory in Africa, you can create jobs, hundreds and thousands of jobs for our brothers and sisters. Why? They don't need to come overseas and die like this. Why are Africans mistreating ourselves like these? Africa, it's time we unite. If we're not united, we'll always be conquered and divided. And that is not what we want. We have to love ourselves. Look at all these other races. You look at the Spanish people, for example, in America. They care about themselves. They're not going to let nobody sell off their brothers and sisters under no circumstances. They come here, they work hard. My brothers and sisters, please. It's about time we look out for our people. Africans, let us love ourselves. Why is it that Africa is so backward with all the billions of dollars? Every year it is said that over $1 trillion is stolen from Africa and deposited into banks in overseas. African leaders, why? Come together as leaders. It doesn't matter what country. Come together as leaders. Have a talk about this. It's time you look from within and reflect. Just because you're living this life, you have your kids, your wives, everybody's in overseas. You guys fly how you want. You have hundreds and millions of dollars in your possession. Think about the people. Go to the villages. Don't be oblivious of the fact. Come on, Africa, please, African leaders, save our brothers and sisters. Save our brothers and sisters. Save our people. Let this slavery stop. It's about time. President of Angola, look at what your folks are doing to those Congolese people that are going there to seek shelter from what is going on in Congo. Guys, it's enough, Africans. Let us love ourselves. Just because you speak French, I don't speak French. We're all blacks. Let us respect ourselves, and that's the only way the white man can respect us. Please share these videos with our African leaders. African leaders, take action. Go and repatriate your people. Those brothers and sisters that are suffering in the Arab countries, like in Saudi Arabia or in Libya, that are sex slaves, the girls, the women that are sold off as sex slaves. Go and take them back from those countries and bring them home. They need your help. They are suffering out there. They are suffering. They need your help, African leaders. This is a plea. I live in the United States. I'm from Sierra Leone. Yes. But come on, somebody has to say something. African leaders, with all due respect, come together as a people. Let us go save our folks. Save our young ones. Save our future generations. We can do this. Stop the wickedness, my brothers. Stop the wickedness amongst ourselves. Don't sell ourselves. Let us come together as Africans and have one united Africa. We can do it, guys. We can do it. Love you all. Pass this message to every African leader that you know. Share. Enough is enough. No more slavery for our brothers and sisters. Bye-bye to Saudi Arabia, Dubai, all these countries that our sisters and brothers go and work as slaves. Enough is enough, Africa. Enough is enough.